All right, for our next example, we have this quadrilateral here, ABCD, with these vertices and this picture. Again, first step, always draw a picture if you don't have one. Step two, find the distance of each of the sides, or the length of each of the sides, using the distance formula. So we need to figure out what's the distance from A to B using the distance formula. Again, check your notes if you don't know what that is. It should be in there, or look it up on the internet. Difference of the x values, so -3 subtract 5, 20 squared, plus the difference of the y values squared. Clean that up. We get -8 squared plus -2 squared. That's 64 plus 4, which is the square root of 68. So I like to label that. All right, so we got the square root of 68 here. The next thing now, I try to figure out the opposite side. So that's going to be CD. The distance from C to D is 7 subtract 2 plus 1 subtract -7. And when we work that out, I'm going to use the calculator here. I end up with square root of 89. So again, mark it on your picture. Let's try to figure out AD next. So AD, using that distance formula, -3 subtract 2 squared plus 3 subtract -7 squared gets us the square root of 125. And from B to C, that's going to be the square root of 5 subtract 7 squared plus 5 subtract 1 squared. Simplify that, we end up with the square root of 20. So again, we're going to consult our chart here. I don't have any of my sides equal to each other. You can see they're all different roots. So none of our sides are equal. Well, that takes out square, rhombus, rectangle, parallelogram. It even takes out kite. So we're left with trapezoid. But we have to make sure that the slopes, there's only one set of equal opposite slopes. If we don't prove that, then all we can say that it is a quadrilateral, and that's all. So let's take a look at the slopes of the sides. Clean it up here. All right, let's take a look at the slopes. So, slope of AB. We got to use our slope formula. So, differences of the x, and differences of the y's over the differences of the x values. Simplify that. We've got -2 over -5, which gets us 2 fifths. Oops, sorry, typo there. That gets us, -2 over -8, which is 1/4. Whew. Next, we've got to figure out what the slope of the opposite side is, which is CD, and we're going to do 1 subtract negative 7 over 7 subtract 2. When we simplify that, we should end up with 8/5. Yep. And then we've got to figure out slope of BC, which is 5 minus 1 over 5 subtract 7, which turns out to be negative 2. And the slope, I'll write that in, the slope of AD, which is 3 subtract negative 7 over negative 3 subtract 2, which gets us negative 2. So do we have one set of equal slopes? Yes, we do. Here and here. So ABCD then is a trapezoid.